Hello everyone, it's Becky here from Ivy's Corner once again. This series of videos I am creating the Zentangle Project Pack 26 strings for you. So if you're not aware, the Zentangle Project Packs are a series of little projects curated and put together for us by Zentangle HQ. You can purchase the official kits from Zentangle HQ for Project Pack 26 and all previous project packs also, and then follow along all the videos for free on YouTube. I do recommend that you do this if you can. The project packs are lovely and it means that you have the same kit as the Zentangle HQ team when you're following along the lessons. However, it's not always possible to get hold of them. I'm based over in the UK and it's quite tricky to get hold of the Zentangle project packs sometimes. So I didn't have my kit when I followed along with Project Pack 26 on this occasion. So what that meant was, because the project pack is all focused around the concept of strings in Zentangle, and obviously the string is quite important, the project pack included a bunch of brand new pre-strung Zendala tiles. And using those tiles and using the strings in particular was kind of a fundamental part of the project. So in order to follow along, I needed to recreate the strings myself. And having had some feedback on Instagram when I was posting my time-lapse reels of drawing the project pack, some people were asking how I went about drawing the strings and whether I could do some videos to demonstrate what I did. So that's what I thought I would do. I'm going to hop over to my other camera now and show you how I went about creating the string for day number 5 in Zentangle Project Pack 26. So here in front of me, I have my Ivy's Corner tile divider. Now this is a free resource which you can download from my website. I'll pop a link below in the description so you can get it if you want to. It's completely free and it's just a really useful tool to help you divide up your tile if you want to kind of create some more defined spaces or equal spaces when you're drawing on your tiles. It covers all tiles currently available from Zentangle HQ apart from the Opus tile, which is too big. So have a look at that. I'll pop the link below, as I said. Also, I will put the link to Project Pack 26 so you can buy the official kit if you want to. Now, in this, I have all different tiles in here and one page that shows you the division of all of the tiles together. But for the sake of ease, I'm going to use the Zendala tile marker here. So this is the Zendala tile marker. Now, for Project Pack 26, day number 5, this was a lesson with Rick and Maria. And in this particular Project Pack lesson, Rick used a beautiful string, and that was divided into 8, kind of an 8-pronged kind of mandala style circular pattern. And so what we're going to do for this Project Pack lesson is to divide our string into 8 initially. So I'm going to take my Zentangle pencil and I'm going to press fairly hard on here because I want you to be able to see on the camera, but I recommend that you don't press too hard and you just use like light sketching kind of movements when you're creating the string. I should also say that I'm not using any rulers and I'm not using any compasses or anything to create my string. It's absolutely fine if you want to do that. That's great. You'll have a lovely precise string, which is fantastic. I feel like I didn't want to do that. I decided I would freehand my lines, which gives them a little bit more character from my view, and is a little bit more in line with the Zentangle philosophy of nothing, not being fussed about perfection. So a lot of my lines will be wonky and they will be a little bit scruffy looking, but we are only creating a string here and you should be then going on ahead to tangle on top of those string lines. I do, however, have this precision eraser just to help me tidy things up a little bit because it can get a little bit messy when you're sketching lots of lines. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and mark out 8 spaces on my tile. Now with this guide, in order to do that, I'm going to be going across every other, so I've got some numbers around here and I've also got some letters. So I'm going to be selecting every other letter, so A, C, E, and so on. So I'm going to mark this one first and then go to the letter C, there's D, skip over D, go to E, G, I, K, M and O. And I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines then across my tile. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this away. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing. Camera is refocused. Now, rather than using a ruler, I'm going to just use my micron to kind of roughly mark out where the middle of my tile is. This isn't obviously going to be perfect, but that's not what this is about. Because these lines are opposite, I can use them to mark out the centre. So I've just lined up these two opposite points and then drawn a light line in the centre. So this point here is my centre line of my centre space of my tile. Now, in order to create my string for this particular project pack, what I'm going to start off by doing is just eyeballing roughly like a centimetre in from each of these. So you can measure it if you want. I'm kind of just going to do it by eye. But just bring the outside point in slightly, in line with each of these 8 markers around the outside. So I've got my 8 dots here. And what I want to do is then go ahead and just roughly, based on this central point here, mark what I perceive to be the halfway point between this central point and this outside point here. Now, of course, this is not going to be hugely precise, but I'm not, again, too concerned with that. Just marking a dot where I think the halfway mark roughly sits. And then one more. Okay, so there's my kind of halfway mark. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come round from the centre point to like out this way and then touch this. So we're going to create almost like a petal shape. So I'm going to come out here and then touch this centre point. And I'm going to just repeat that motion. So I'm going to be going up towards this other point first and then curve back round to create my petal. And just repeating that 8 times around the tile. Some of them you might find are more curved than the others, but believe me, when you see the full string put together, it really doesn't matter. And in fact, if you follow along with the Zentangle Project Pack 26 video for this particular lesson, really the string completely vanishes altogether. We just use Rick uses the intersections of a lot of the lines to help guide his tangling in this particular lesson. But there you have my kind of, it's like a spiralling sort of cartwheel, I suppose. If there's any lines that you want to tidy up slightly, then you can use your precision eraser if you have one to do so. Just to kind of, it's mainly, I think, just to clear some of the space so that it's not too full of graphite, because things can get a bit smudgy and messy when you're drawing lots of pencil lines on the tile. So that's kind of my initial curvy, I suppose, curvy space. Now what I'm going to do is kind of come halfway up one of these curves, or roughly halfway up, and mark that point. And I want to travel from this point here up, touch this point here of this top curve, and bring it round to this point here. So if I number these, it might be easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to come from this curve here and this point, jump off of the end of this second curve along here and bring it round to point number 2, or the dot underneath point number 2, I suppose. And that's going to just be a nice gently curving line that's going to do that, like so. I'm going to turn my tile and just keep repeating that motion. So roughly halfway, or maybe just over halfway up this line, curve off of here, and a gently curving line is going to bring it up to point number 3. I'm just resting on sort of the heel of my hand to create these natural sort of curves. It means that the curves are not all going to be the same, but that's fine. Here we go, another one. Curving up. I actually quite enjoy this process. There's something quite meditative about drawing the string in the first place. There we go. So that's all of our 8 points there. And then the final stage of this is just to come, maybe I would say maybe 2/3 up this string line here. And we're going to attach string number 1 to string number 2 with another line. Now, you can just do a nice curve. You could do a little flick. I'm going to just keep it simple and just do a nice curve like so, like it's a sort of a petal. Curving around to join it to its neighbour, like so. It's coming together. And there you have it. That is the basis for the string on day number 5 of Zentangle Project Pack 26. Now I'm just going to go through and erase these edges here. If you want to use your precision eraser to take out any kind of lines that maybe aren't quite so defined or just need refining a little more, then feel free to do so. But I obviously don't want to have these numbers hanging around, so I shall erase them. And there you have it, a completed string for day number 5 of Zentangle Project Pack 26. I hope this was really helpful for you. I found this probably one of the trickier strings to draw, so it's nice to go back and do it again. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. You can tag me on your finished creations if you use this video to help you construct the string. Please do tag me on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media channels. You can also hop over to my website, as I mentioned, and download your tile divider for completely free. But yes, I will see you for the next video. I'm going to be recording the next video coming up soon, and you can also hop back and look at days 1 to 4 for my string breakdown as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Take care.